Hello, this is my Task 4 assignment video presentation. The first thing that I will discuss is what I've learnt so far. I have learnt that I must always focus on a user-centered design and that keeping a target audience in mind is vital in a successful campaign. This is particularly useful as an art director, as user personas can help guide the direction of the design. Communication with the team became increasingly important, and this was clear throughout the group work in Task 3. Having to communicate with a team and create my work based on many people's visions was a new concept to me, and this proved difficult. However, finally, we created a design which everyone was happy with, and this compromise was important in reaching the most effective outcome for the client. Focusing on accessibility is also key, and this was visible throughout all of the campaigns that I analysed, as each one had clear accessibility goals through the typography and even the colour. Finally, giving the brand flexibility to create future campaigns, such as the Muddy Dog campaign, is also something that I found happened often throughout my research. Task 1 made it clear to me that brand identity is very important within a campaign. The rebrand for Good Dog made by Pentagram highlighted this throughout the strong visuals, particularly through the illustrations, typography and colour that this is most clear to me. Also, the use of mock-ups is very common in campaigns such as this in order to show merchandise in a realistic setting. I replicated this in my Task 3 for my 5-a-day campaign. Overall, the Good Dog campaign is very effective. Task 2 is also an effective campaign. Similar to the last animal brand, Battersea also got a rebrand from Pentagram. After researching the art director on this project, it was clear to see that Marina Willer had put her own personal style into this brand, and this actually proved extremely effective in creating a unique, innovative brand. The final Task 3 showed me that compromise is inevitable. This was clear to me as often the marketing group had differing ideas to us as graphic designers. Furthermore, personally, communication ended up being harder than expected due to their heavy use of AI. This was an unexpected setback, however we managed to create a design which we both liked, and this was presented effectively to the group. Although this was a challenge and we would have executed the project differently if it was just me, seeing a diverse range of opinions is helpful in creating a design that will appeal to a larger range of audiences. This insight will support my next project as I can focus on communication throughout each step I take. Regarding the live project, I will put most of my energy on actively working with our team and the client. Getting feedback and understanding everyone's opinions and ideas is very important to getting the most effective outcome that we possibly can for the client. Keeping the target audience in mind is also critical as we move forward with this project, as we must focus on an optimal outcome rather than personal preferences. Finally, the image that I have provided is a picture of a mood board that Leah and I created together due to feedback and insight from the client themselves, encouraging us to get some initial ideas together. This is my early development for the live project. I started the football project with lots of insight from our last 5-a-day project. We started with background research in the lecture and we made a pros and cons list. We brought this pros and cons list back to our marketing group for consolidation multiple times. I did some initial research onto the social media of the classic shirt brand. This was inspired by understanding the cross-platform effectiveness of the brand. This insight I learned in Task 1, and I'm implementing it into my next project by focusing on the narrative that the brand is creating and the purpose they're trying to provide. This is a common practice done by designers and something we also did on the 5-a-day brief, and this is research on competition for the brand. This is the pros and cons list which I polished for the website and continue to work on after the lecture. Here are my user personas that will help guide our project and keep it user-centered as we help the client improve their website. Finally, this is a 2026 mood board of the World Cup that was recommended for us to do by the client. We took this in stride and immediately focused on creating it accurately and letting it guide our future designs. Finally, we've had some feedback on our live project. This feedback has been overall positive, for example, complementing our detailed and thorough background research, as well as our now completed mood boards. Regarding the previous projects, we've had our posters reviewed in lecture and they was all viewed as effective for the brand. So overall, this assignment has taught me many new skills of an art director. These include more than just design and go as far as working hard to communicate well with a diverse range of teams, whilst also trying to implement a personal style into the campaign to keep it fresh and innovative. Thank you.